Hello guys, I hope everybody is able to see me, hear me and see the screen properly. Okay, we're going to be doing a quick session on a lot of Q&As, which a lot of questions that we get on our YouTube channel. Okay, we're going to be doing that session to make you answer all your queries. And also people who are going to be joining us today over here, they can post their query in the comment section and I'll address their queries simultaneously. Okay, so a lot of people who are, a lot of students, they're graduating now and they want to move into the core finance roles, okay, high paying finance roles. Now for them, okay, there are certain queries that we got, so I thought we will combine all of those queries and we'll answer that. Okay, so look at the first few set of queries that you can see on the screen right now. Okay, I'm doing BCom final year. Should I start FRM CFA or get a job first? My family wants me to earn immediately. Now in that case, okay, because there is a specific requirement to generate revenue for your family, what my recommendation would be that you basically get a job first. Okay, and if you want to complete any certification faster and which will give you say good level of industry benefit and slightly lesser competition, then you can focus on FRM. Okay, now ideally this is one reason, or else FRM can also take you towards risk, treasury, compliance. Okay, but if you are purely into say CFA, or say you want to get into investment management, investment banking, or say your equity research, then there also CFA can help you, right? So first get a job, okay, then try to cover at least one level, whichever course you're choosing. Okay, for example, you're choosing say FRM or CFA, whichever you're choosing, complete one level, do not leave the job. Okay, a lot of students, what I've seen is that they start the job and the moment they get an exam, they leave the job. Don't do that. Your work experience will also be counted in your career, so do not leave that. Okay, simultaneously do the FRM level 2 or level, sorry, CFA level 2. Okay, now if you want to complete anything, if you want to complete the course faster, then my recommendation would be that you can go to FRM course because it is shorter course, lesser competition. Okay, and you can complete it faster. I'm moving towards the second question. If there is any question, you can put it on the chat section. Okay, I don't like accounting, but I enjoy analyzing companies and stocks. Which finance career should I choose? Now, if it is very clear that you do not want to join the accounting side, then courses like ACCA, CA, CIMA, CPA, or USCMA, cancel all of them because they're primarily more accounting focused. Okay, secondly, you mentioned that you like to analyze companies and stock. Now in this case, CFA becomes a very prominent contender. You can take up CFA as an exam, okay, and you can then apply for these opportunities, complete CFA level 1, try to get an internship somewhere, and then along with the internship complete CFA level 2. So that is what an ideal target should be. Okay, so CFA level 1, then internship, then you go for CFA level 2. That is what I would recommend. Okay, CFA level 1, level internship, and then level 2. Okay, again, if there is any specific query, please post it on the chat section. We'll address that query also. Now there is one more query from a student that I'm a mechanical engineer with around 2 years of experience. Is it too late for you to switch to finance? No, you can definitely enter into finance, right? But because you are from mechanical degree, so you're from that mechanical background, you might not know the basics of finance. So you can basically, you'll have to learn finance. Okay, but my recommendation would be start with some simple NISM courses, like for example equity derivative, currency derivatives, security market operations, some basic simple NISM courses. Then depending upon your interest, okay, you can choose CFA, okay, or FRM, more widely used certification. But if you do not like accounting, because CFA has some level of accounting, US GAAP, IFRS, some understanding of that is required. If you do not like it, then my suggestion would be go for FRM. And I have seen in the past that a lot of engineers, they do FRM because one of the common factor which is there is the statistics. Okay? Statistics is by default there, so it will help you to clear FRM faster. Okay? So if you're a mechanical engineer, yes, it's not late for you to join the finance industry, but you will have to prepare your profile in terms of learning some certification. Okay, going to the next question. I'm preparing for CA but not sure if I'll clear what are the best alternatives that are available. Again, a lot of CA students, they go to financial modeling. Okay, they move towards financial modeling. They complete their inter CA and they move to financial modeling. You can also try FP&A, which is very close to CA. Okay, that is a very good option available in the market right now. You can also leverage, suppose if you have already cleared inter CA, then you can check if you can get some concession in ACCA, which has some exemptions, or US CMA. Okay, and there you can still stay in the same domain of accounting and complete your certification. That is one option that is available if you do see ACCA, US CMA. Okay, but if you want to move slightly different, then CFA and FRM will become a option for you. Okay, let us move to the next question. Should I do MBA or CFA if I want to move from engineering to equity research? Okay, my suggestion would be do CFA. Okay, see, MBA will definitely help you understand, do the grooming part, all of that, but equity research needs very specific knowledge, right? So, and CFA is very good curriculum to start out with, but only CFA will not help you. So you have to do CFA, plus you will have to create report, okay, equity research reports of many companies. You'll have to create that from scratch. Okay, that will give you a lot of opportunities in. So your aim should be, okay, you're moving from engineering, so complete at least CFA level 1, do two, three report projects, get into an internship, then move forward. Okay, that is what ideally your target should be. Moving forward, going to the next question. Okay, can an engineer realistically get into asset management or hedge fund? Yes, it is right now possible. Okay, because all of these institutions, they are also moving towards automation, towards AI. So they need people who understand the analytical side of it. Okay, so definitely yes, it is fairly possible. But like I said, you need to get into some basics of the market. So you need to understand how the asset management company works, how hedge fund work. Now, if you want to get into that side of the market, my recommendation would be you can look for CAIA. If you feel CFFRM is slightly tougher, do CAIA. Also, before that, you can do NISM certification. But CAIA will help you to land your job into the hedge fund space. Okay. Moving towards the next part, I have completed BA Economics and BA English. What finance roles are open for non-commerce? See, ideally, there is no bifurcation that I've done BCom or commerce or science that I cannot enter into finance. You can easily enter into any field. Okay, you can easily enter to any field in finance. Okay, but like I said, okay, you need to have some level of understanding. Okay, and that primarily the company will be able to assess by using, for example, your certification. So they would ask which certification you have and all of this. Okay, so you will need some level of certification. Okay, I'm answering the query. AI is changing finance job fast. I just finished BCom. Should I get a certification fast? Find a job now or work, study at the same time. See, right now, if you do not have the issue with respect to money, then my recommendation would be do a certification, then enter into job market. This job market is very competitive right now. Okay, so it is going to be very difficult for you to get a good job without any certification. Only BCom will be very tough. So, and side by side, you can develop your skill set also. For example, Power BI, SQL, Python, all of these things, right? So that will help you to build your profile very strong. Moving towards the next part, I'm 28-year-old working in operations. Have I missed the opportunity to build a career in finance? No. Okay, if you've already worked in ops, okay, then it is easy for you to move into finance. Again, they will ask for some certification like CFA, FRM, okay, or any, say for example, SCR, or any certification which is justifying the role. But yes, you can easily enter into finance side, make a finance career because you already have an operation background. Because finance and operation work hand in hand. If you know the operation side, learning finance will be also easy. Don't worry. Moving forward towards the next part, I'm 24 years old and I'm earning 3.5 LPA. Have I already fallen behind? No, there's no specific requirement that you have to earn at a particular age this much amount of money. That's not the requirement. Okay, see, my recommendation to people will be in the initial part of the career, do not focus on getting very high salaries. Okay, because we have seen after COVID what has happened to people who were earning very high salaries, they were laid off. Okay, and after AI, it is going to be continued. So the focus should be that which role I'm entering into, which skill I'm developing, okay, which team I'm working for, and which company I'm working. If the company is good, if the role is good, and you'll be able to learn a lot, my recommendation will be you can easily get to that role. Do not worry about 3.5. It will come. It will, if you learn the right skill, which you enjoy, it will automatically move into 35 lakhs. Don't worry. Okay, moving towards the next question, sir. I've completed BCom, MBA Finance, and Analytics. Okay, very good. Learned SQL, Python, everything. Okay, completed internship. Which these skills and what salary range can I realistically apply? See, again, it depends on from where you're doing an MBA. Okay, but if you ask me very basic question at a fresher level, like with all of these skills, and I'm also assuming that you have working knowledge of Python, Power BI, that means you have created projects. And if I give you data, you can start working with it. If you have the working knowledge, then easily 7 to 10 lakhs per annum. Okay, don't worry on that. I'll also answer the query which has been posted on the chat. Ranjit, this side, 15 years of experience in receivables operations, okay, plus MKU, a BCom distance plus PG diploma in taxation, MCom pursuing in online batch. 5. Which professional course with like AI with finance can help? Okay, interesting. AI related finance courses. So the question, Ranjit, you are asking is after you're looking at your profile, so which profile? So see, you are already into an operation side. So one thing that you can do is you can become an automation or process excellence expert. So for that, you will have to learn Python or automation tools. Okay, that is one way to do it. Second, what you can also look at is look for RAI, because that is risk and AI. Basically helps you to understand that how when the AIs are going to get deployed, there will be some people who will be sitting at the back end to look at how the AI is working. So governance aspect, right? So from my perspective, okay, that can also suit well for you, and you can also check if you are interested to get into say compliance, check CAMS certification. Okay, if you want to stay in the operation side, then your focus should entirely be on the automation improvements and how you can bring that on the table for the team. Okay. AI relative finance courses or business analytics. I would suggest AI relative finance courses is much better option. Okay. I'm answering to this query. The next query, so Ranjit, I've answered your query also. Sir, I'm currently in the final year BCom and wants to build a career in risk management. Okay, specifically in ESG risk. Should I start ESG related certification and roles right now, or would it be better to gain some industry experience? You should do a certification, two certification, which is SCR and CFA ESG. Now the name has changed. So now it is CFA Sustainable Investing Certification. You can check both of them because that will give you the base, entry level base, and then you can look for an internship in the industry and grow in that ESG space. Okay, so it's SCR and CFA ESG. Answering to the query, next one, do I need to have knowledge to clear the RAI certification? Coding knowledge? No, there is no need, because the course is basically helping you understand how to think about the model. Okay, it's not about how to develop a model. Developing is done by somebody, but what is the risk related to? What is the governance related to it? That is what they are focusing on. Okay, how much time should I dedicate to prepare for RAI exam while studying or preparing for the exam? The overall, the exam requires you 100 hours of preparation. It's also very maximum I'm highlighting. So roughly 2 hours per day is more than enough for you to prepare and clear for the exam, and a timeline of around 3 to 4 months. Okay, since RAI is relatively new certification, where can students find proper guidance? And so we do teach. So Fintelligents, we are teaching RAI, started with a batch also for risk and AI. So if you are really keen on learning that certification, you can become a part of that course also. Okay, I know it's a relatively new certification, but the demand for governance for AI is going to boom now as more and more deployment will happen for AI in the market. Okay. Moving towards the next question, if there is any question, you can put it on the chat section. Sir, if an interviewer asks me to pitch one stock right now, what framework should I use? Okay, so you should focus on either the latest news that you have, okay, and you can look at SWOT analysis, okay. You do not have the data to do DCF, but you can look at SWOT or Porter's 5 force analysis to talk about the company. Okay, what skills can a fresher stand out? Can help a fresher stand out? Corporate finance positions. Okay, so first of all, understanding about fixed income products, very, very important. Okay, then how equity market works. Okay, how to raise money from the market. Okay, then banking related products. For example, if if I'm working for a corporate finance team, I might raise money through bonds, debentures from the market, and I also might be working with the bank if I'm closely working with treasury to raise money for short-term period from the market. Okay, so fixed income, equity market knowledge, and the banking products. What skill help candidates stand out during interviews in Big Four? First of all, your concept should be very clear. Whatever you have written in your CV, be very clear with what is it. Yeah, you should be able to give some examples around it. So concept and some working example of it is what generally interviewers look at. Okay, I'm answering to one query which has been asked. Apart from CFP and CWM, is there any course for wealth management? No. CFP and CWM is the popular ones. They are the one who are very, very popular. Okay. Shall we move towards the next part? Which finance role has the highest demand but the lowest competition today? So analytics, one area. Okay, automation, other area. Then AI driven activity is definitely one area. And climate risk is also very growing and it is very high in demand. Very few people do it, and AI, the governance around AI, very, very high in demand. Which skill is currently rare in finance can become a hiring requirement within the next 5 years? Okay, I think so. Prompt engineering, something which everybody should learn how to write a prompt, how to talk to AI. Okay, so definitely this is interesting. Okay, so we have tried to cover all the queries. If there is any specific queries you guys have, we can definitely address that also, right? And these are few success stories from our courses. You can watch those videos on the YouTube session or exam YouTube part also for FRM, CFA, SCR, CA, CIA, and we do a lot of industry related podcasts, so you can also become a part of that. You can check how the industry experts are talking about it on our podcast. And if you have any further queries also, please reach out to us. Our WhatsApp number, my team or me will be able to help you out. Okay, and subscribe to our channel and like and share this video and to your friends. Okay.